Let's go to the main menu and click Guides. In the search box, type in Topical. Locate the menu Workflows and click Topical Sermon Preparation. Now you notice in the preaching theme box, we don't type in a Bible passage, but a preaching theme. Now this has to be a theme that Logos already has created. For example, if I type in heaven, I can see the pulpit icon for the preaching theme heaven. But if I were to type in, let's say, rocket, there's no preaching theme, and therefore I cannot use that particular term. So for this example, let's type in heaven and then click on the preaching theme. Let's go ahead and expand the window to the right. Now there's 4 basic steps in the topical sermon preparation workflow. You have research your sermon topic, plan your message, write and develop your sermon, and prepare to preach. Now this particular workflow assumes that you know how to do certain activities, and we'll see that based on the steps. So let's go to step 1. There's 6 parts to it. Step 1 is prepare to gather material. Logos has given you a clippings document so that you can read and then save that research to a clippings document. If you don't know how to use the clippings document, see my clippings document video. Step 2 is examine dictionary entries on your sermon topic. This is a great step because dictionaries will summarize your topic with key ideas and key cross-references. It's a great place to start. Third, examine Bible verses related to your topic. Now, keep in mind that this is not an exhaustive list. These are recommended verses. You will need to do your additional studies. Logos, though, does give you pericope. So if your preaching theme is mentioned as a paragraph title, you're going to see that there, and that can be very handy. As you're going to see, there's going to be additional questions to help you consider other things as you study this particular preaching theme. Number 4 is review thematic outlines. And again, this is a great way to get not only an outline, but key cross-references, as well as key subjects and topics related to your overarching theme. So take advantage of that. And then scrolling down, step 5, we have considered the senses. This actually is pretty valuable because senses, again, as we've shared earlier, helps us understand word classification. So there's a different sense to heaven than there is heavenly or height or life or abode. And if we click more, we can see glory, paradise, Abraham's bosom, etc. So I really like this because when you expand the senses, you get a list of Hebrew and Greek words and the key cross-references. This will certainly round out your research. Step 6 is search theological resources for discussion of your topics. Now, all Logos does in this step is give you a search panel. And if you click that, it's just going to take you to your search engine. Let me give you 2 tips here. Go ahead and click on Basic. And then what you want to do is download from Docs. Let me click on Docs. Go to Public. If you haven't done so, click on Public. And just type in L9-. I have created several collections you can download. Several of those are related to theological searches. So I would just click the first item. Then on a PC, press Control-A. On a Mac, press Command-A. Once they're all selected, click Add to your Docs, download those. Then once they're all downloaded, click off the menu, go to your collection drop-down menu, type in L9, and then locate the L9 Systematic Theology collection and search that for the passage or topic you're studying. So we could type in, for example, heading: heaven, and press enter. And wherever heaven is the main subject in the Systematic Theology book, you'll see the list below. Besides the Systematic Theology collection, I also recommend, if you have them, the Theological Journal collection. And let's go ahead and rerun that search using the same search criteria, heading: heaven, and you can see the various articles there. So even though Logos doesn't give you the helps that you need, I have created those for you, and you should definitely use those. All right, let's go to step 2, plan your message. This is only 3 steps, and it's pretty straightforward. Once again, Logos is going to identify possible themes for you using the thematic outlines. Essentially, as we've shown before, thematic outlines are subjects and topics with key verses. This will guide you on how you should organize your material. As a tip, I always recommend going from the most general to the most specific. That's a good way to help people. And whenever you create a topical preaching theme, always talk about the most significant parts of the topic first. Now, step 2 is establish the sermon's main idea. Notice that Logos has given you a series of questions. You will have to figure this out. Step number 3, find illustrations. Now, Logos does give you preaching resources, and if there's any related illustration books in your library, Logos will identify those. You can see I have quite a few here. I'm just going to click on 750 engaging illustrations. Notice that they are linked to heaven as well as other related topics such as death, judgment, rewards, etc. So I think you'll find this to be a very useful section in helping you find illustrations. Now, step 3 is writing and developing your sermon. Logos really puts this burden on you. So if you don't know how to write a sermon, you're going to need to get some resources and learn how. But we have step 1, organize your sermon material. Step 2, identify scriptural passages for your sermon. You've already found some of those. This is a chance now to decide which is the most appropriate for your message. And then number 3, create your sermon outline. Again, notice you're on your own there. Step 4, create a sermon document, and that can be where you type in your sermon. Step 5, add illustrations to your sermon. Notice that they have a link to your clippings document. Had you saved some of your illustrations along the way there. And then number 6, add application points to your sermon document. Notice that Logos is simply asking questions here. You're going to have to find your own applications. Now, step 7 is write your sermon body text, and this is the final work you'll do to complete the sermon. And again, you're on your own for that. And then step 8, write your introduction, conclusion, and transition. And that is the right order. Introduction is first, then how do you want to conclude it, and then your transitions. And then the final step, step number 4, prepare to preach. Logos gives you a couple tips here, but pretty much you're on your own for that. So as you can see, the topical sermon preparation has some helpful elements. As your skill improves in creating topical sermons, you can leave this particular workflow and do this on your own. Let's go ahead and click the Close All to close this window.